What's going on YouTube? In this video, we'll be taking on the Gaping Jaw Night Lord. Now this video will be the entire run from start to finish, and I'm doing that because I want to show you guys what my thought process is while I'm in a run. It's really a build off of my last video where I go over 10 tips on really how to become a better player at this game, but now you're going to be seeing me apply those tips in the run in this video. As we're jumping in, I am using the Executor class. I'm trying to get all the remembrances for each of the characters, and so this is the next one I'm working on. And I believe this run was just a run to get the next memory fragment. But as we're jumping in, I'm seeing my teammates picking locations. They pinged the church. I love when my teammates are pinging locations because it just means that they're trying to communicate with me in some way. I did ping a location a little closer though. I agree that going to churches are great, but we literally have to go through this tower before the church anyway, so why not hit it first? And I think I can also talk about my build a little bit. So the build centers around the relic that allows me to apply frost to my starting weapon. Now you get this relic from defeating the Frost Dragon Night Lord. And yeah, I mean, I think it's great for this class because he already has really high arcane, and that's pretty much what my other relics are doing. They're boosting my arcane or my dexterity, and so yeah, I mean, it's a great weapon. They're a great relic to start with this character. You can see how fast I apply frost on most enemies. This one's a little slow. I think he's frost resistant since he's applying it to me. And as you can see, when I apply frost, I actually turn invisible. So it's super helpful. You'll see that throughout this run, happening multiple times. And so I picked the stat boost here, lower FP consumption, mostly because I didn't like any of the other weapons that were available. But I also know one thing I really like for the Executor class is using my weapon art. I know, I'm not going to use magic or anything like that, but weapon arts are super powerful for a lot of katanas, especially if I get found like rivers of blood or something like that. And so ultimately that is why I picked that. And so now we're going to the church, getting the flask here. I don't too much worry about items, but I do love the warming stones. So if I see those, I will pick those up. And so here I'm just pinging the next location, next closest location that we can go to. So here we see the Serpent Bone Blade, and I notice that it does do poison damage. My goal is always to dual wield katanas when I'm playing the Executor class. So I was going to grab the first katana I saw anyway, but because I know that Gaping Jaw is weak to poison, this was best case scenario. Now I have a weapon that deals poison damage, and it's a katana. So now my plan is to ultimately upgrade this weapon from blue to purple because more than likely I'm not going to find another poison katana throughout my run. It also had a decent effect where it like every time frostbite happened, a miss would pop up, and so because my other weapon is applying frostbite or frostbite, it works well. So here I see the merchant. I typically don't buy from him until day 3, just because you never know what you're going to find throughout your run. But because I really love this frostbite weapon, I wanted to upgrade it as soon as possible. Of course, I bought the stone and forgot to actually upgrade it. So I'm still running around with it weak at the moment, but I do upgrade it eventually. So here I got the maximum FP just because, I didn't too much care for any of the other weapon passives, and I do feel like having good FP with the Executor class is pretty helpful if you like using the weapon arts. So, being in the next church, once we hit this church, we'll have 6 blasts. We killed a couple mini bosses pretty quickly, so I'm feeling good. I'm feeling pretty confident on this run so far. Team is following my pings. We're sticking together, so feeling good. And then here, just pinging the next location. Again, you just want to hit as many as you can, as fast as you can. You get more runes. You get another opportunity to boost your stats based on the item they drop. So hitting as many of these as you can is always like a priority. Just more FP. I did like the FP with attacks, but if you don't know, not every passive on a weapon is actually passive. So for that particular one, in any one that shows a little hand, means that you have to have that a weapon equipped. Now it can be on the offhand, but because I like to dual wield katanas, I knew that I would not be able to equip that weapon, and so therefore it was going to be useless for me. So that's why I just continued to increase my max FP. Again, see how helpful turning invisible is after proccing frostbite. I mean, it is so good. I was getting murdered. They get frostbite and then they just stop hitting me. So it works great. Here, just grab the boost damage, making myself a little bit more tanky. Boost damage negation. Now here you see me destroying this beetle. They always carry a talisman. Now that talisman may not be helpful for your build. As you can see, this one improves sorceries. Doesn't really help me. You know, if we had a mage, I would have definitely pinged that for them to use. I just picked it up just cause why not? But the moment I find another talisman to replace it, I'd get rid of it. Just moving on to the next location here. Again, moving quickly, not spending too much time worrying about the little enemies, just running straight to where I know the boss spawns. And you can see like this is the third or fourth location that we fought that looks like this. The bosses always are in the same area. So I die here. Not great, but hoping my teammate can come and save me. He does. Great. I then turn into beast form, thinking, okay, let me just, you know, get max health, because when you are the executor class, once you turn into a beast, your health rises. But I was kind of stuck, so I couldn't do much damage. My teammates cleared it up though. Again, here looking for something. You know, I always look at weapon stats first. And I think, okay, what weapon stat can potentially help me? I saw that there was another katana, but its stat was not as good as, or its passive was not as good as the passive that I currently had on my katana. So I just kind of, again, boosted my stats. You know, if the passive is not good, I'm always going to get the stat boost. And now I'm pinging a cave, because I know, hey, these weapons, it's the end of first day, or the end of first day is coming. And I know that these weapons are, you know, likely going to make it to the end of the run with me. Let me get a smithing stone so that I can upgrade these weapons. The only time I would not hit a cave during a run is if I had 2 purple weapons already. Then there's really no need to hit the cave. But because upgrading a weapon does not affect the passive, right? So even if it's blue and you don't have it attached, it's not like increased range damage is going to go from 7% from a blue to 10% with a purple. It doesn't affect it. So you want to just focus really on upgrading the weapons that you're planning on using during the fight. And so if I had 2 purples, then I wouldn't need it. But as you can see, I have 2 blues, so I'm going to go ahead and get that. Want to hit one more castle before day 1 ends. So running up straight to the boss just to do that. Now, even though we're in the storm, I'm still going to kill this guy. He's not that tough to kill. Most of these bosses in these little like caves or towers or stuff like that are not that hard. You can out heal it. Then plus once you kill him, the Sight of Grace comes, which will then full heal you as well. And so most of the time it makes sense, especially after day 1, where you can always, if you did die, just run back, get your souls or runes. So here I just grabbed the katana. I'm not sure if the stronger chain finishes. I'm not sure what that even does, to be honest. I want to say it makes my final hit stronger after a bunch of successive hits. If that's not the case, please correct me in the comments, because I have no idea what that is, and I think I end up with a couple of those at the end of this run. So yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking it did. But alright, fighting day 1 boss minions right now. So Okay, so once I see who the boss is, the plan for this one is just to really focus one, kill that one, and then focus the other one. They're really not that tough, but could be a nuisance if you're kind of focusing on both of them at the same time. Just keep kind of them both staying alive, doing damage. So it's just easier to focus one. And so after I frostbit one of them, I turned to beast mode just to do as much damage as possible to kill him. And you see we got him pretty low. One down, one more to go. Again, not that tough, but really not tough once there's only one more. So restores FP upon guarding. I'm not going to be guarding. Crit hits restore FP. Maybe that could be helpful, but not better than better dodges. So that's the one I picked up. And my plan now is for us to go to either another campsite or fight a boss. And so one of the roaming bosses. If I see a roaming boss not too far, I did notice that it was blacked out, which usually when it's that color, that means you killed it already. However, I didn't remember us killing one, so came over here and didn't see a boss. So kind of wasted a couple seconds. I mean, we did see this Blossom guy, but I don't think that's considered a boss. Maybe he was the boss, but um, I didn't think that was. So we didn't kill him. I ended up pinging another one, and so normally I wouldn't care to necessarily go straight for the roaming bosses, especially at level 7. I mean, it's probably the lowest level I would do that. But I felt like the team so far was actually pretty good. We were killing most of these camps really quickly, and they were pretty much following my lead, and we were all sticking together. So I felt confident that we could kill this roaming boss. So that's why I pinged it. Heal up and jump right on him. Now, I'm not gonna lie, based on dying in that one hit, and then obviously seeing how long it's kind of taken us to kill him, I do realize we're probably a little low level for this fight. But ultimately, you know, it doesn't waste too much time. So here we knock him down, we get the kill. Go ahead, revive the teammate, and let's look at what gear we get. So successive attacks restores HP. Beautiful, beautiful perk when using this character. So definitely grabbed him, got a couple levels. And now that we're level 9, I'm actually thinking, okay, let's go tackle the castle. Okay, so the moment that I see that this castle has the Crucible Knights, I get pretty excited. These are by far the best castles to have because even though the Crucible Knights are tough, they drop a lot of runes. So if you clear out the castle, most of the time you're going to end up being, minimum level 13, but probably more closer to 14, 15. And so even though they're considered trash enemies, I like to kill and clear out this whole castle. So one down, moving on to the next one. Now these knights with the staff, they actually do drop items, so you most certainly want to kill these guys. And yeah, we're just running through these guys right now. So here I see taking damage restores FP or lower FP consumption. Both pretty good, but I think that taking damage one sound pretty good to me, so I grabbed that one. That's a passive perk. Even though I don't plan on using that weapon, you grab it for the perk. Or the passive. Now that we killed a couple of knights, I think it's time for us to face this mini boss downstairs. Now the mini boss downstairs is typically easier than the mini boss upstairs, so I always challenge this one first. Even though I just got wrecked. He's easier, but still a challenge. So usually you should go to the castle the second day. Okay, so here, neither one of those passives really looked that good, so go ahead and boost up my stats. I went ahead and procced my weapon art because I knew that there was a knight up here waiting for me. So you can see I'm dealing poison, frostbite, and bleed. Like these katanas are really wrecking through these enemies. The other thing about this castle is once you get to this chest, and why I always want to hit the bottom one first, guaranteed medallion drop here, or talisman. Still got that sorcery one. But drop it if I have a chance to, but I don't think I find another one in the run. So now that we've cleared most of the knights at the bottom, I think the next best thing is to attack the top. And I know that my team is following me, so it's great to have them with me. So here we're going to grab maximum FP raised again, just continuing to boost those stats. And as we're making our way up to the top of the tower to fight the boss, I was a little conflicted because I did understand that this was the rotting world, or whatever you call it, shifting earth event. And typically I do like to complete these shifting earth events because they give you a nice little stat boost. This one makes you immune to Scarlet Rot, and since the map typically ends over there in that area, you have to actually fight the second night boss in the Scarlet Rot. So getting that is really helpful for your run. And I knew we were running out of time, but this boss just drops amazing weapons, so wanted to make sure we got this one done. Teammate goes down, turn to beast mode, revive him. While I'm in beast mode, I just do light attacks. Occasionally I'll do roars, and then right before my timer is up, I'll hit him with the weapon art move for some big damage. As soon as you do that weapon art move, you go into regular form, so doing it too early is not using the form to its maximum potential. Alright, so we kill the boss, and I'm immediately pinging that we go to the area to get the Scarlet Rot like mitigation. And then I see Rivers of Blood. Oh man, so at the end of the day, totally worth it to fight this boss. Not mad at all. I see that we're level 13, or that I'm level 13, so I'm thinking, ooh, we might even have a chance to hit level 15 this run. Again, from completing this tower. All these knights. But now we're just on the way. We see mini bosses or roaming bosses around, but just running straight to the little flag area here to complete the event. But at some point I noticed, like, it's going to be in the storm. I don't think we're going to make it. Maybe we should just, like, fight one of these bosses and kind of call it a day. Get our level up and just have to fight this last night boss in the Scarlet Rot. Which isn't the worst thing in the world, but try to avoid it if you can. See another one of these beetles. Let's let my teammate get it. And then I see the boss, and I'm thinking, do we have enough time? Try. Start attacking him. My teammate's already dead, so immediately I'm thinking, we probably shouldn't do this. We're already pretty high level. Let's just get out of here. And so I start running. But my teammates stay and just fight him. I'm thinking, yeah, let's destroy this little camp, just get a few runes. And then I realize these guys are super tanky for some reason. But my team is still fighting that boss, so I'm like, okay, well, let me actually go back over there and help them. Take out Rivers of Blood, and we start to put it to work. It's by far my favorite weapon in this game. We're able to kill him, but you know at what cost? I grabbed the Continuous HP restore when Scarlet Rot is around. I do go down. Luckily, my teammate is able to get me up right here. And so we're all in. Little low on heals and FP. But I figure we're pretty high level, so like we should be able to still, smack this boss pretty easily. The Crucible Knight, we've already defeated many of these Crucible Knights this run. So I think no problem. So because of the passive effect that I picked up, Scarlet Rot is pretty much not affecting me. Scarlet Rot typically you lose health continuously, but because I gain health continuously when it's around, I'm not really losing too much health. Oh wow, and then a hippo comes out of nowhere and grabs me, and at that moment I was like, oh man, this is getting a little dicey. I'm out of heals. I'm thinking we're straight, and I kind of panic pop my ult here. Just trying to deal as much damage as possible, restore my health. Now what I could have did better here, I think, is focus the Crucible Knight, just like any other boss. You want to focus one when there's two. And I think I spent too much time on the hippo. Then noticed that one of my teammates was down. Got eaten by the hippo again. Health is lowering. So yeah, it's getting a little dicey. And my other teammate's down. So now I'm a little concerned because unless one of them have revives, I can not die right here. And again, I have no more heals. I'm able to get the bow guy up. And now my main thought is just like survive. Just get your health back up. Don't get eaten again. And then I get eaten again. I need the bow to be clutch. Come on, Iron Eye, get me up. He's able to get me up. I just noticed my teammate died again. Not good. Try to get him up. Then I got the hippo right on me, and I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to be able to get him up right now. My ult is almost ready. But let me just try to survive. I don't even see the knight. Then I spot him, so I'm like, okay. Let me just kind of keep my distance, run around. Hopefully I don't die by Scarlet Rot before my ult pops up. Oh, it's available. I pop it. And I just pick up my teammates. Focus on that. I do go down, but I was able to get both my teammates up, so I think that was a fair trade. I'm hoping that they can clutch it. I'm not thinking they're going to be able to get me up. And Iron Eye clutches it again. And the Crucible Knight is dead. So now I'm feeling like okay, we can do this. One thing I will also note, because I haven't really talked about it yet, if you've gotten this far in the video, you probably noticed that I have not used my Cursed Blade with this character. We do get the KO here. Feel pretty good. Actually get maximum stamina here because or did I do maximum stamina? Yeah, okay. So I get maximum stamina here because ultimately I kind of felt like I had enough FP at this point, even though I do have Rivers of Blood that consumes a lot of it. Um, you know, was able to get to 14. Felt a little bummed out that I didn't hit 15, but I was able to then buy a couple of FP restorations, which I thought are super helpful when you have Rivers of Blood. So. Yeah, so I don't use the Curse Blade with this character anymore. When I first started playing with him, oh, okay, really quick, then I upgraded my Poison Blade here. So my plan was to walk in with Rivers of Blood and Poison Blade. Okay, let me get to this Curse Blade. So I don't use it, and it's because I just felt like, man, I'm not getting the timing down good. Like I felt like even if I was getting the timing down and was able to like stun the boss from it, to me, because you move so slow with it out, it just didn't seem worth it. And so, risk to reward, I wasn't feeling it. So pretty much when I use this class, I very, very rarely use it unless it is one-on-one with a very melee heavy enemy. I may pop it out, but otherwise, I'm not using it. All right, in the final fight here, my plan: Rivers of Blood him to death. I have a couple of those Starlight shards, get my FP back. So just using all my FP on that. My teammates are clearly poisoning him, which is great. So yeah, my job is just to try to do as much damage as I can with Rivers of Blood. And we're really taking his health out pretty quick, so feeling good about it. Use my first Starlight shard. Ooh, that's that dodge. I mean, I'm really in smack, but I'm not taking that much damage. I'm so used to using more lighter characters, where these hits will pretty much one-shot me. So when I am using these more tankier characters, even though I'm getting hit a lot, it just doesn't feel like I'm getting hit as hard. So I pop my ult here because I'm not really sure what's about to happen. Didn't want to die there, so pop my ult. See that my teammate goes down. I'm gonna go pick him up really quick. Other teammate already got him. It's cool. And yeah, I mean, this fight was pretty easy. I mean, when you're a high level and your team is, fairly decent, the final bosses really aren't that tough. Unless you get wiped in like one move. Got my last shard here. Finish off him. Yeah, at the end of the day, Rivers of Blood, man, it's just too good. I didn't even have to use my other weapon, really. And there we have it. Victory. So I just want to say, thank you for making it through the video. If you like this type of video where I'm adding the commentary, let me know. If you rather just see the runs with no commentary, I can do those. If you rather just see just the boss fights, I can do those too. But just let me know what you guys are wanting, and I can put it out. You can see I'm the only one that didn't hit level 15 here, which I thought was crazy. But anyway, thanks again for joining, and I'll see you guys next time.